Apologies for not being any uploads at all while I was off these past 2 days, despite the one that I uploaded with the fix to get into your CMD and finally fix the issue that I was having. See, the problem I was having, and I'm going to get right into the slot fill by Gary Wooten in a sec here. Just to get this out of the way, the issue that I was having is that I was having micro stutter. I was mistaking that for slowdown. But thankfully, I finally have that fixed now. It's no longer an issue. And if anyone is on PC and is encountering that issue, I highly recommend you go back to my previous vid. And I'll leave a link to that in the description if you're on PC and you're still encountering micro stutter. Because I tried basically anything and everything, and just doing that one thing fixed it for me. Plus, I probably don't need to be overclocking at all, but I'm still using MSI Afterburner anyway. But with that stuff out of the way, thank you very much for joining me for another slot fill. This evening, this one we have by Gary Wooten. Starting off, we are doing Free Battle 25. I'm just going to quickly go over the deck here. There we go, Godku. Get used to seeing repeats. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can really, control with that, because it is just complete RNG after all. I don't want to waste too much time doing rerolls, unless the same battles keep appearing, that often, in which case then I will do that, but so far it hasn't really been an issue that I've noticed. But starting off with figure number 270, Vegito, still a top tier figure. With all dupes into attack, he didn't really give me any dupes, by the way, at all. He just gave me figure numbers and character skills, and I believe he forgot to put slot at the top, but that's fine. Because I've known that he was putting in there, I had to, thoroughly read through it. He did want me to use this as a slot fill, so that's what I'm doing here for him. Attack up ODU, speed up ODU, and ultimate gauge down every turn. Next up, we have EX21. I went with what I think to be the best dupes for him, personally, and other people seem to agree with it. Because he's starting off with 3k speed, which is generally more than enough. He's going to be getting a plus 1000 to his attack the first turn he's put down, plus 500 to his speed, and 15% to damage taken by all opponents. And he gains another permanent 500 to his attack on odd turns, and a permanent 500 speed on even turns. Plus, he has speed up ODU. He's going to be getting very quick, very fast. And sorry, I did just have a couple, and I did just get off work a little while ago, so kind of out of it right now. Today was complete and utter hell, but I won't spend too much time on that. Attack up ODU, speed up ODU, ultimate gauge down every turn. If I remember correctly, 2 in speed, 2 in attack, 6 in HP. Next up, we have one of the new figures, and it's refreshing for me to see this, because so far I haven't really seen too many people recommend this figure, or it being used in general. I don't think he's terrible. I would say he has potential. Definitely a lot better than his EX Awoken thing, where he becomes corrupted Zamasu and just gets weaker as the game progresses. That's why I don't recommend that figure. He does start off with really good stats, has a very useful posing skill, but then progressively gets weaker. So that's why I don't recommend him. Otherwise, I wouldn't say he's bad. With 1 in attack, and I wanted to give him at least 3000 base speed, so I went ahead and did that. Put 1 into attack and 9 in speed. With attack up ODU, speed up ODU, ultimate gauge down every turn. Next up, we have Pycon, figure 565. I just put everything into attack for this one. He's got more than enough speed as is. With attack up ODU, speed up ODU, and ultimate gauge down every turn. Plus, with him around, if I need to rely on Gogeta to use an ult by himself, I can do that. Spoiler alert, Gogeta's in the stack. Another one. But anyway, if I need to put him on the field too, to block, because this is a understandably squishier deck, I can do that. I probably shouldn't have to, though. I personally would have used the other Pycon, but that's me. Next we have EX24, the Gogeta I was referring to. If it weren't for Janemba surviving a fatal blow, I would say no contest, best 01 unit in the game. But because of Janemba and that surviving on a fatal, blow, it's really up in the air, and it all comes down to Master HP at that point. It's another coin toss. So let's say, personally, that they are tied for the best O1 unit in the game. Starting off with Battle 25, though, let's get right into it. Yeah, another reason I didn't upload these past couple days, by the way, is because, for whatever reason, I could not stop sleeping. And when I eventually woke up yesterday, I didn't wake up till like 9 PM. It was ridiculous. I didn't even stay up that late at all. As soon as I got up, I, for the life of me, could not stop sneezing. So I was feeling like crap, and I was like, okay, I know where this is headed. I still have to work tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed now. So that's what happened there. But thankfully, the sneezing has finally subsided. I'm much better. Still a little bit congested, but nothing terrible. Seems like I'm making a very quick recovery. I know we're just getting started with this deck too, but holy hell, I mean, just look at it. A lot of really fast and hard hitters. Probably one of the most powerful decks that I've ever seen. Of course, you know, with powerful decks, you also have to keep in mind, you're going to be squishy. Very squishy. That's why I prefer to just use second decks, personally. It's the playstyle that I've grown comfortable with, and it's far easier and more consistent to try going second versus AI. And any other person who's doing Hero Colosseum content on YouTube will probably tell you the same thing. It's an example, Rockin' Robo and Raven Gaming. I know Raven Gaming especially, he prefers using up-second decks. It's funny, actually, he got me into using those up-second decks, so that's why I, you know, have a huge liking to them. Let's get Gogeta up here, since I did take quite a bit of master damage. And if Raven's watching at all, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Same to you, Bubbo. For that matter, I hope everyone's doing well. Because I've been feeling like crap recently, and I hate to see people sick. Unfortunately, you know, that stuff constantly goes around. Hopefully there weren't too many accidents today where I live in my area, because it would not stop pouring all freaking day. And boy did we get slammed. It was not fun. I think we got as high as like 22 calls in the queue. Which is a little funny, because the other night I had a nightmare, we got up to 73. I pray to God we never get like that. And even if we did and I was asked to stay later, I'd probably tell them no. No thank you. I'm gonna show up, do my time, and go home. Well, really, it depends. If we're really getting that slammed and it's after the time I'm supposed to clock out, then I'll stay for like maybe an hour or two. But no, I'm not a morning person. I cannot do overtime prior to clocking in. It's just out of the question for me. Next up, we got figure 40. Oh, sorry, free battle 46. Let's get right into it. Just need to find it first. By the way, if I skipped any, you know, sequences there, I apologize. I'm going to be very careful not to let that happen. This next battle. Because, believe it or not, that's still a habit I'm trying to kick. A lot of the time, when I don't notice it, it's very subconsciously. I assure you it's not on purpose. So I'm sorry if I've been doing that at all lately. You know what? Nah, you know, we're gonna be fine. I don't need to block for Zamasu. Oh. Well then. Well, it is Jocko, never mind. I did forget how ridiculously quick he is. Hopefully he doesn't have enough to kill my Vegito, though. Okay, yeah, we're fine. That's the price you pay when you pick a figure that's more so about speed than anything else. They're not going to hit very hard. At the same time, if you pick a figure that has, or rather, you make a deck that doesn't have a whole lot of defense to it, or at least a bruiser, chances are you're going to get blown back if you're constantly getting outspent. But, I mean, it's not really an issue at all with this deck. It's ridiculously fast. Especially Vegeta, Super Vegito and Super Gogeta. By the way, I love how both of them are in this deck together. I think that's really awesome. Yeah, you know what? I don't feel like losing Vegito just yet. I'm gonna have Gogeta now block for him. Surprised Zamasu couldn't get rid of that slug. Oh well. Yeah, I'm still getting outsped. Well, that's no good. You know what, though? At the same time, that's fine, because I already know I'm gonna outspeed if I need to use an ult. That is one thing I will say, too, that this deck could have benefited from, is a ultimate gauge up turn 3, 4, or 5 skill. I don't think that would have hurt. Because, I mean, yeah, you have ultimate gauge down every turn on 4 of the figures, but in my opinion, you really only need that on, like, 2, or if you're really that paranoid, 3 at most. And if you plan on not putting a unit onto the field till, like, later on, and you want to play it safe that much more, you know, that figure that you have off of the field most of the time, you could put one of those skills on him, and you'd benefit greatly from it. Just something to think about. I'll be amazed if I'm still getting outspat here. This is kind of nuts. I want to say part of it was due to Slug here. This ain't looking too good, though. Hopefully Trunk shouldn't be able to kill Gogeta, because if he does, kind of hosed. Alright, yeah, we're fine. Now what about Slug, because I know he does increase his attack. That really sucks. Yeah, this match could probably go either way now. Depending on whether or not I can ult this next turn. I haven't had a chance to take a look at the character skills that Jocko's figures are running right now. Silver lining, though, I can get rid of this annoying Slug. I take back what I said to Bobo about Slug. I see his potential now. I'm pretty woke to it now. There's no way I'm getting outspat here, though. Absolutely no way. Yeah, good luck with that, Frieza. Surprisingly, though, I'm going to give Jocko some props here. He actually gave me a bit of a hard time with this deck. Of course, I could have played that wrong in places like an idiot. Like, maybe I could have taken Zamasu off the field and swapped in somebody else. Yeah, somebody else for the time being. So that could have also been by fault. Anyway, moving on to our last one here. Number 42. Let me just get in here. It's that one we just did, so... finally we have Murzumasu. I forget, is this one of the new free battles? Nah, never mind, it can't be. I want to say it's from DLC 12. Yeah, that was definitely from DLC 12, because here's one of the supervillain units. Pretty sure this is actually supposed to be an SR and not a UR, but okay. Go ahead and put you down there. And I'm really paranoid after that last fight, so I'm gonna play it as safe as I possibly can here. Safe to say, too, that that 16 is not the EX one. Yeah, not bad damage, and considering he's adding all, you know, those stats to him and he can keep doing that for whoever he hits, I think he's got some serious potential. Just make sure he has some speed behind him to start off with. Because otherwise you're asking for trouble. Chances are you're going to get outsped more, too. Let's take a look at him. Yeah, these are seriously impressive stats for being on the field only one turn. And camera glitch, in case you didn't notice, it's slightly more zoomed in than it should be. The devs know what they're doing entirely. They could do no wrong. I mean, we got typos, we got inaccurate poser skill descriptions, typos in parallel quest, typos in story quests. So competent. I'll stop joking about that now, I'm sorry. It wasn't funny anyway. I just wish that there was a little bit more care put into the game is all. And it's going to be going on 6 years by the end of 2022. I guarantee you that there's going to be a DLC 15. And then probably more after. Call it a hunch. If they stop it at 15, I'll be amazed. Here's my thing, though. I don't think they will stop at 15. Because we have those character votes for one thing, the new movie. People keep asking for manga-only characters for whatever reason, even though we haven't seen them fully animated, including their attacks, and we just see them in, like, poses. Although mods do exist to them, that's the thing. Those are just mods. And I apologize. I know I'm going on a bit of a side rant here. We have all those vote options for custom partners. Got to keep that in mind. We also have, you know, they keep shelling out artworks. They have more than enough to work with, I think, to keep the game going, and then some. Then there's also the new character mascots. Like, there's a lot of content that I see coming in the near future. Well, not so near. It's going to feel like an eternity, but with time, I'm sure we'll get there. Anyway, thank you very much for your slot fill, Gary Wooten, and I'm going to go have a couple more beers here and knock out for the night. Till then, hope you all have a good night yourselves, and take care. Peace.